Is it Tuesday? Is it 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific?
It's Pacific and Eastern, right? That's the weird thing. It's Pacific and Eastern right now.
How's that feel?
God, hey, you know what? I think yes, and I'm so glad we started with some meat pizza sandwich because I think this is going to be that kind of show.
All right, so we have so many special guests. Let's just get into it.
Get into it.
Welcome to LeafCast, a first-time reader show based on the epic fantasy series The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. My name is Ryan, and I'm currently trying to hide in a book, huddled as far away from the others while still remaining in the light.
And I'm Ryan's brother Dan. And if you plan for the worst, all surprises are pleasant. And we are the LeafCast. We have the way the Leaf, and this is the LeafCast.
This is the LeafCast, and this is episode 74, which is hard to believe. Episode 74. We are covering chapters 27 through 30 of The Shadow Rising. Guys, gals, and in-betweeners, and let's include bothers. Thank you all for coming in. A hearty welcome to the LeafCast, a weekly first-time reader live stream that airs every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. If you are new to this show, do keep in mind that this show is spoiler-free up to the chapters we are talking about, which is chapters 27 and 30 of The Shadow Rising, so book 4. But as such, let's just sit back, follow along as our first-time readers experience the Wheel of Time for the first time.
That's why it's called first-time reader, hence the name.
All right, and please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, because it really does help us. Guys, let's bring him in. Are we ready? I'm so excited. This is going to be a great show.
Time for the occasion, Ryan.
Dan, I mean, like, seriously, does everyone have their tissues? That's the question.
Yeah, I know.
yeah. Tissues ready. It might be the second half, but tissues ready. Let's bring him in.
I was taking notes, and I got a little choked up, actually.
Right? Right? How did they live?
Happily ever after.
Happily ever after.
Dana Lou is busy reading the whole the encyclopedia, which is
why I'm on the K's. I'm on the K's right now.
The K's. I was close. Guys, as you notice, we have our first-time readers, and we have a special guest. We generally don't have Tuesday guests, so this is very, very, very special. But first, let me say hello to our readers. Hello, KayK.
Hello, Brother Dan. I love ya.
It's good to see you.
Whatever wheel weaves, will weaves.
Whatever wheel weaves, wheel weaves.
Whatever the wheel.
Joshua, my good man. It's good seeing you.
Dan, Ryan, Dana,
Josh,
Kay.
Back.
Is this a brevity
Dana,
show, Josh?
Pleasures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
We're paying Josh by the word, so you're doing a great job.
My God, seriously, he's really cut down on his.
My lips are sealed.
And
like the Dark One's prison.
ladies and gentlemen at home, I hope you are quivering and enjoy. And what? Because we have our very own Zool with us. Welcome, my dear.
It's good to be back.
So excited.
It's been a while.
So excited.
A while. I've missed you. I miss Todd. We wish him all the great battles. With
we miss you, Todd.
Drink to Todd.
We'll drink. Well, and I'm glad that you mentioned drinks because we do have. Oh, there you go. We will have some drinking obligations.
You know
these chapters. Drinking what?
More importantly, we know Robert Jordan.
Stop
Well, this
fingering
all right.
stuff.
Yeah, jerking erect over here.
Oh no!
Fingering things.
Uh,
Here we go. Here we go. It's a meat pizza sandwich show, right? So let's, unless I'm missing anything, Ryan, do we want to just jump right into chapter 27? Is there?
Yeah. We'll get into the Patreon thank yous and add all that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Chapter 27 is called Within the Ways. It has that trefoil leaf of the icon, and this is a Perrin chapter. This comes on the heels of Matt and Rand leaving Ruidian. So we are meanwhile in Perrin's world, and so Perrin is
Meanwhile, in space. Oh.
well, I was trying to do like the Justice League. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Doom. Someone gets it. I bet you someone gets it.
I thought you were going to say, meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Yeah, that's how I was.
The
Yeah.
Ram.
Meanwhile, back in the
California, that is. So we have some difficulties in the ways. Perrin is a good 20 paces behind. They're just seeing the lantern bobbing, but they can't really see shape so much because he is still recalling what happened when he and Loyal just, when he's like, or he and Gaul rather, we're like, all right, let's just go up to the first way gate and then we'll wait for Loyal and everyone. And she slaps him twice and he, gets physical with her. I don't like drinking to things like this, but you know what, Robert, you wrote it, so I'm doing it. Thanks, RJ.
Wait, what am I drinking to?
Inappropriate physical. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's one of.
I was like, what? You can't say it?
It's whenever the writing has people resorting to violence within the drinking game varies a bit.
Yeah.
A lot of it does have to do with gender, weird gender things. Whenever there's a weird gender thing, whenever there's slaps across the face and stuff.
If we're slapping each other, we're drinking.
Yeah.
Gender thing. What is it?
I am not drinking to that one.
Yeah,
Well,
damn it, it's optional. Of course.
Hey, it's optional.
Wait, it's optional?
An obligation, but it's an optional obligation.
Hey, wait a minute.
Josh is like,
Wait,
what?
Well, innuendo.
What? I looked at the contract.
It's not that. I mean, here's what we're drinking to is this line. All right, to be honest, it was her own fault. It was. He had asked her not to hit him, told her own fault.
Yeah.
That sort of mentality that's weird writing.
We drink to expose him, not to celebrate.
We drink to expose him, not to celebrate it.
Yeah, we feel compelled to drink because it's so nauseous.
This was
isn't it Wolf Motherly that he with a snarl seized her by the scruff of her neck?
That's not okay either.
I mean,
no.
That's what a mother wolf does, right?
Right. So this stuff isn't okay in our society.
How did he seize her? Like with his teeth or his
hand? I'm imagining, but she does sit stiffly in her saddle, and he jerks back to present. So I think there's plenty of reasons.
Now we'll drink to that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Dana's like, I'm on board. I'm on board again too.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm already happy she came.
Breathe. Not another sip.
Ryan, are we gonna have to drink for that too?
Nope. I'm about to say, Ryan, that was if that wasn't intended as a double entendre.
That's on you. I said on purpose, but yeah. Guys, I've been drinking all day. This is gonna be a great show. I'll stop.
Guaranteed Fael has been fished somewhere before. What?
The Aiel maidens did not come to her aid. Bane says, when you choose the fight, you must take the consequences, win or lose. They're like, you hit him first. We were just watching. We were rooting for you, but we weren't gonna interfere. That's a nice little lesson to learn that, they got your back, kinda. It's not like, I don't know.
Right? Not like what?
I was nothing.
Not like these punk ass bitches you don't got your back.
It's not like them punk ass bitches.
Yeah, like, not like when you're like you're in the sticks.
Well, no, they only guy that got your back. I'm saying they are kind of punk ass bitches. I'm saying like if this was Snoop Dogg's, if they got into a fight, they would jump in. His buddies have his back.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, right.
Danish Yad, they're kind of punk ass bitches. They're kind of
No, they have too much G. They expect you to, take care of your own G.
They're like, you
Right.
got this.
Yeah,
You got
they're
this.
like be tough.
You got
It
this,
was
come
only
on.
one-on-one.
I totally know.
Maybe it's more like when the manager's on, like you know when you work at Taco Bell, the manager's never there, but when the manager is there, someone's complaining, you say, hey, talk to the manager, and you just bump it up.
That
Well,
really
that's
to Bane and Chatty.
Bane and Chiad?
Yeah.
yeah. What pronounce it?
I think it's code that's really difficult. Things that in my brain. Yeah.
Yod. Yod.
So,
What was I going to say?
what were you saying?
Yeah. I don't know. That was the I don't know. Move on. Typical.
Hey Ryan, will you crank the background music down just a
Yeah,
I
hair?
can.
it's a little hard to hear.
So, Kay, but what are your thoughts about like this,
Thank you.
like Perrin and Fael? So
Well,
within these four
I
chapters,
like
I mean,
the dynamic. I mean, it's really interesting. I think that I actually love Fael right now. I'm really liking her just because she's like the comfort that Perrin needs. She's also like this bitch that is, but not a bitch. She's just very strong-willed, and she's manipulative for sure. But I don't know. I don't care about that as much because it feels like everything is going in the way that it needs to, and I like her. And also, I have somebody here who can back up my story. Whoa! Oh God!
Oh,
What?
excuse
What?
me. I'm sorry.
Oh shit! Oh my God!
So is
Who are you?
there a live stream happening right here?
Oh my goodness!
Is that Mistress?
Oh my
gosh!
So
Dovie?
I didn't even know this was happening. I'm so sorry I
Oh
barged
my-
in your live stream. I was just reading my copy of The Shadow Rising.
Nice.
So this
I'm
timing is
I'm
impeccable.
so sorry. I'm so sorry right now.
You should be.
Wait, and you
Sure.
are just happening on the same chapters we are on.
Just happened to be.
Is it chapter 27? Because, yeah.
Hey, a wigged Dovie.
Wig Dovie.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Wig
so we have.
As
Yeah,
he
obviously,
gotta bring
thank you
the
so much for
good
joining
over here.
Mistress Dovie. She has read the whole books just like Daniel who. So we will just try to work together to get at the thoughts of KayK and Josh. Let's like mine their brains. Like you know, they're on. They have no consent. They're monkeys. They have probes on their brains. Let's get out every truth they don't want to admit. Let's go for it.
Yeah, consent.
You might be disappointed with the output of the mine.
You're right. Well, I mean, often I am, but why would I? Hey, we're putting on a show, bro.
It might
Come
lead
on
to
now.
unexpected places, though.
That's true.
Let's go there.
Mistress herself. I love that. Thank you, MaTsDaGgerX. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
You guys even kind of have like complimentary dresses. You kind of look like
Yeah,
that
thank
sunflower
you,
field.
This one has
1970s.
something more specific, but you know, I'll just leave that to her.
I don't
to
know.
introduce
I mean,
herself.
from my dumb eye, it does.
Well,
Yeah,
she's
my-
fabulous.
Yeah,
and
just run this like any other LeafCast. Just go for it. Like, let's work it out.
We got it. No, I was complimenting, man.
I'm so stoked.
Yeah, it's nice. Love you, brother Dan.
But to your point, Kay, when you said that she was kind of a bitch, I'll call her an asshole here when she says, Perrin, come here. And then he's like, yeah, what's up? And she's like, oh, yes. It's quote, oh, yes. I wanted to see if you could be taught to come when I call. Her smile deepened. It had to be because he had heard his teeth grinding. And then Loyal's like, no, that's bullshit. Nope, that's wrong.
I think that's a drinking obligation.
Yeah, I think we talked about that earlier. Okay, Chris.
Isn't that another wolf reference too? I mean, she's trying to train him like a dog.
Yep.
Well, I mean, is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Well, she does seem to have a lot of entendre that leads to him being compared with the beast.
Oh, I think she's totally trying to train him like a puppy.
I'm sorry, what, Dana?
I think she's totally like trying to train him like a puppy. Like,
some boys need to be trained.
Will you come when I call you?
Yeah.
It's
I
both.
hear that. Yeah. You're right.
And she slapped him twice. I mean,
and punched him in the.
You generally don't do to humans, but some people do to dogs. I mean, I guess. It's not going to be a good dog. I mean, the dog will be good, but will be mistreated. But
the dog will not. I don't think the dog will be good if you slap him twice.
But Loyal's having none of this. Loyal's like,
Dan, let's pause for a second. Like, that happened, right? How do I don't know? I don't know what the appropriate question is, but like, that happened. Fio just fucking slapped him and then slapped him with her other hand. That's domestic violence.
And he responds with violence in his own way. It's all bad. It's all just. I mean, and he's regretting it. He doesn't like it. He's like, and he's kind of horny. He's like, God, I just want to kiss her.
Josh, what do you think right now? Thank you.
Are you taking us back to his earlier italicized thoughts?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
very early on, like like she's slapping him. What are you thinking about Fio right now?
I mean, she's kind of been the same since she tricked Loyal into taking her. I mean, she's jealous of what went down with Berlane and Perrin's false distracting her with, his lust for that, and I mean, kind of repaying him for it, I would assume. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
It fits her. It fits their the bill. I don't know. I mean,
all right.
I feel for Perrin. This is one of the more uncomfortable situations I can ever imagine being in. He has to go home, and someone.
This feels like a typical Friday night for me, but.
Does it? Where you're going home to like go turn yourself in to go get executed,
no,
some chick won't let go, and she's like,
just like hysterical women hitting me, and like I'm blocking one hand, and then
getting slapped twice and punched in the ribs. Okay.
I mean, like I'm a pugilist.
See, that's. I'm glad that y'all function within the dysfunction.
Hey,
yeah.
I mean, like we
this
all
is
know
personally,
my backstory. I'm just really consistent.
It's a show.
Yeah.
It's all for the show, baby.
Yeah, what's that, Joel?
This is personally one of my least favorite chapters because of this part. Just anything with this you're right. Hitting each other and tricking each other or whatever, and like he said, "Don't ever hit me again." She hits it twice, and he's like, "I said, don't hit me," and then he again, only this time in the ribs, and of course, he shouldn't have responded the way he did.
Yeah,
he's a big enough guy. He's a big enough guy. He could have just grabbed her wrists and not spanked her, which he obviously did because she's trying to not look like she's sitting gingerly on her saddle after that. So obviously he spanked her.
Yeah.
So I think they're both in the wrong, and I hate it all, and I just want them to move on.
Yeah, I think
they do.
KC, what do you think? As a first-time reader, what do you think about Fail? You love Fail, right?
I do. I pronounce her name Fael.
Fael, okay.
Fael, I think actually. I was like Fael doesn't sound right either.
Did I say
Fael?
Fael. You
Yeah,
love
Fael.
Fael.
So
And,
I like her. I like her a lot, actually. I like her in these chapters specifically because she's like this very powerful person who I don't think is actually. I know that our in this maybe age is defined as abuse, and that absolutely is abuse in every way, shape, and form. So I want to be very delicate about that. But I do like her strength that she shows through like a woman's perspective and feminist like strength and knowing who she is. And then I think she has some fun with it. And sometimes that's just fun and okay. And I like it. So I like when she like gives him a couple smacks because he doesn't seem to be all that fucking terrified by it or anything. You know what I mean? Like he's got a lot of stuff going on. And I don't know. I just I don't feel like it's a
like a modern corollary would be like a Ukrainian soldier saying goodbye to his family and his wife saying, "Nope, I'm coming with you." And he's like, "What are you talking about? Like, why would you come with me? I'm gonna go." And like she's like, "No, how dare you not let me come with you?"
That's hardcore loyalty to me. To me, that's what I would do. That's the kind of thing that I would do. So it's like I understand this person. It's like it's the loyalty of it and just wanting to be like completely and totally.
Here's my question: is she going to become a liability? Josh and Kay, is she going to become a liability when it shit hits the fan?
Probably.
No, she has his back. Shit hits the fan.
Strong. Okay, go.
Shit hits the fan right here, and she has his back. I mean,
but in the end, like, do you think it's gonna be like a liability for her to be like, no, like you can't push me aside? Or
how much of this is a part of their story arc needing to be there, whether that is TAVERN or just
love,
just Robert Jordan needing to have their love story have tension and release.
No, it's about. I think it's about.
Okay.
I think it's just about this story unfolding into whatever it might become, like whatever.
That's what I'm saying, Kay. I mean, I think we're saying the same thing. That's the tension and release. Well, you just disagreed.
I'm sorry. I think that the first thing you said was correct. So I disagreed with the second. I believe so. But yes. I mean, I who knows? This shit goes on in the brain. So
well, Ryan, to your point, we did see earlier when that bubble of evil occurs and the axe is starting to swing around the room, Fael does not willingly leave the room, even though she is a detriment to Perrin being able to defend himself from it. He's like, get the fuck out. I gotta do what I gotta do. And he kicks her out like with his free leg or something and shuts the bolt.
He somehow opens the door, pushes her out, closes the door, and then battles the bubble of evil.
So the thing I'm talking about with the TAVERN-ness is I still think that Perrin is destined in some way to rule this Manetheren, the future Manetheren, right? And
which I love.
How do we not know that this is that this becomes a part of that arc of his, if that is part of his TAVERN nature? How do we know that this is not a part of that arc? That they need this moment of dissolution in order to resolve it to flow into the thing that they become. I don't know. I'm not saying it is, but it's something I wonder about.
No, I think like so is Fael there slapping him because he needs to be slapped to be in order to be ready to do the things he needs to do later. Like, is she destined to slap him no matter what? Like,
or like what? Or the thing that came before, the thing with Barrelane and lying to her, and the thing that led to this very tension between them and the bad behavior on both sides. Not just the physical violence, but everything that came before this, the mistreatment along the ways, and like the way that they left the tower or the stone. All of that.
The Stone of Tear?
The Stone of Tear, right? There was this like, they fled in this weird way where they were like at one another's throats essentially, and like getting Bane and Chiad like on her side and fooling Loyal. Like all of that has to in some way tie into what is yet to come. I just don't know how.
Okay. But so so what are your thoughts on Fail as like a character? Are you like? I
mean, I'm still not a huge fan. I never have been. She annoys me. But
why?
Why does she annoy me?
And remember, she's like 16 years old or something. She's pretty young.
Yeah.
Well, that's
she is. She's young.
She's the youngest character we've
Let's
ever
say
met, right?
16
like,
is the year is the consent, though.
What age is Egwene when we meet her? 17?
18.
17 or 18, right?
She's 17 when we first meet her.
Right.
And then by now she's 18.
Yeah, so it's like half a year to a year later, and then we meet Fael, and she's 16. She's the youngest ever.
And she like is like ready with the knives, no big deal.
She's just full of herself. She's full of herself as a teenager. It's all this angst and like her hero of the hornness, right? And her rejection of her hero of the hornness, yes, horniness, and her rejection of her father's desires that led her to being a hero. It's like there's this whole backstory that we don't know a whole lot about, but I don't know, just find it like she's been annoying, both the way that she interacted with.
I think her backstory has a lot to do with who she is, and I don't know that, but I feel like that's
of course her backstory.
I feel like there is,
Josh is, and then Josh, you
can be irritated at her all you want. I feel like there's reasons that she is the way she is, and I like her.
So what do you guys understand about her backstory right now? We've heard about her father a couple times. What is your understanding about Fael's father? Do you remember?
No.
He wanted her. So her name is that of someone who would be a courtesan, and she rejects that and like
her first name.
Her given name.
Her given name. Yeah, her given name. She rejects that to become a hero of the Horn, runs away from home essentially in order to chase the story and be a part of it, and was trained in the arts of the court and educated, but also rejects all of that in order to be where she is now.
Father wasn't super supportive of this, right?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Her name was Zareen. When she was born, and I've always and I said this before, but I always imagine is someone just called you Cinderella. You know, it's that sort of like everyone laughs at that name. They're like, oh gosh. Maureen's like, well, your parents named you weird. She's like, that's why I'm Mandarb. He's like, the horse is Mandarb. I mean, Fael.
Mandarb. I mean, fuck. Name the horse that. This baby came out.
Yeah.
Better name for that one, huh?
Anyway. So let's progress. We are still in the ways, Ryan. We haven't even gotten the fucking ways. So the Trollocs attack. Trollocs, parents.
Terry Ford, Dan. Seriously.
I'm going.
4 chapters.
Just.
I won't even mention that her dress somehow it seemed to emphasize her bosom. We're going on.
Golden falcons on her gloves.
But we are going to drink because there is the phrase "all too human eye."
Fine.
Which is a callback, I guess, to the phrase "the all too human eye." So that is in the Narg. Narg has all too human eyes, and as we're calling back to that phrase, all right, thanks, Robert Jordan. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I love we get one of these.
The drinking is arbitrary.
It's not just sexual stuff. It's
just
also
arbitrary.
writing stuff.
It's all up to Dan. So we are at his way.
Got it.
Their obligations.
What are you gonna say?
I love that we get a scene of this time condensation of battle again, like we've seen in a bunch of Perrin's violent experiences, right? And I love that his
condensation of battle.
Yeah, where
I love that.
Perrin struck, a whirlwind of death that lasted a minute, 5. It seemed an hour. And this has happened, during the battle with the half men, the gray men. It happened with numerous times throughout the books, but this is something common that we see and that you hear about with soldiers and people who've experienced heightened states of awareness during battle, right?
So that's what
it does happen with Perrin specifically when he fights the White Cloaks after freeing Gaul.
The White Cloaks too. Oh, right, when he frees Gaul.
Time
slows down, syrupy.
It's kind of like the fog of war. Yeah.
The fog of war, exactly. Yeah. Yep. And I also love that his hammer becomes a war hammer.
Oh, nice.
I mean, we've known that, but there's always been this push and pull between the creative nature of Perrin and his hammer and the axe. But here, we get this hybridization of the two. Yes. I just thought that was fascinating.
Yes, amazing. Good job.
Yeah, he's smashing faces. So what are he's just aiming for melons.
Where do you go with that? Why do you think that's happening for him?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Don't mind.
I think it's about an integration of the parts of his personality and a trend, this transformation of acceptance of his role as what he is, right? As opposed to rejecting it. The axe, he always had to reject, and he saw it as an other, as opposed to the hammer, which is a part of his identity. And now we see him and as these chapters go on, as he's thinking about killing the Trollocs and freeing them from the White Cloaks, we get this full-on acceptance and taking in of his mission, as opposed to rejecting it again as an other, and something that he has to do. Once he's always kind of rejected in my eyes the notion of his TAVERN-ness and his role, but now that he's back home, he takes it all to heart, and it becomes more of a part of his essential nature.
Well, didn't he
I agree.
cut his thumb on his axe early on?
Yeah, he cuts his thumb on his axe. Yeah,
but then later on he kills the Fade with
the hammer.
No, it's vice versa, Ryan. He hasn't cut his thumb yet.
Not yet.
But he kills the Fade with the hammer
first.
He just boom, crushes his head.
Right.
Okay. Trolloc face too, yeah.
And the Trolloc face, yeah.
All right. What are you gonna say, Kay?
No, I was gonna. Yeah. Nope.
Okay.
That's what I was doing.
Awesome.
So,
what did you think about? I was gonna say during that fight when the Fade came out. What did you think about his thoughts and the way they became a little more wolf-like, and his thinking about the Fade?
Yeah, he almost loses himself again in the wolf thought.
It says, quote, Perrin bared his teeth in an unconscious snarl. He hated Trollocs as an enemy of his blood, but the Neverborn, it was worth dying to kill a Neverborn, to put my teeth in its throat. And then, etc. End quote.
And he dangerously puts himself in the position to kill him.
It says suddenly Perrin felt as if he had been doused in icy water. This is the same experience that they feel when they are healed.
That's true.
So did he channel? Did he or something similar to it, is the becoming of the wolf nature something along the lines of touching the one source?
Okay, well, this specific phrase happens after he has killed it. So he has had this experience in his wolfiness, like feeling how a wolf feels about the Neverborn. And after...
It's when he enters his humanness again, right?
Yes. As he comes back into it, he feels this like... And then he suddenly realizes that he put himself in danger. I think he's maybe feeling where he went.
It's a chill, right?
Yes, it's like, oh my gosh, I just really did that. Yeah, seriously.
We've all felt that.
So they wipe out the Trollocs, boom. A Fade jumps in, and this was almost the words I was going to use, Ryan. With a roar like 100 pounds of bone falling into a huge meat grinder.
Yes.
Gross.
Meat
grinder.
So
gross. Wow.
It Fade leapt into the light. Eyeless stare, a stare of death. Black sword flickering like lightning. The horses scream, trying to bolt.
Yeah.
So good.
Dan,
suddenly,
do you relish that power?
The power of what?
To just destroy everyone's psyche right there? Like, you were like, oh, here's a quote.
100 pounds of bone falling into it.
Like, we all were like,
that's a thank you, RJ. That's a drinking obligation. Thanks for that,
Seriously,
man.
I stopped and read that like 3 times because
It's
I was
crazy.
like, wow.
Dan,
Trying to imagine what that sounded like, It's so evocative.
Boom.
Dan,
Fade.
what is that? What are you drinking, Dan?
Angel's Envy.
Yes.
God damn, that's a great name. That's a perfect name.
Good name.
Yes.
It's a good name.
I'm drinking.
Here's another drinking obligation because Mashin Shin enters, quote, another sound floated to Perrin like silk sighing across silk. Hell yeah. Thanks, RJ. I'll drink to that one too.
Let's go.
This is how you roll. And they're like, Mashin Shin, let's go. Let's go. They get to the place. 2 Trollocs get consumed by Mashin Shin. We hear that they have bitter blood.
Love it.
And then boom. They're like, Loyal, can you shut this thing off? He's like, yep. I took the inside leaf and put it on the outside. No way people can come back into this place from this gate. I'm not going to break it because this is my people. I mean, this is like breaking the Constitution, man. You can't do that. It's like breaking the Declaration of Independence. This is Ogie of shit. And it might not be the greatest now, but it's going to grow back. We're going to make the ways great again.
All right. So do we think this will have implications in the future? Josh.
What did you think about putting the 2 leaves on the outside in order to shut it so that nothing could come out?
That seems smart. Lock the way gate.
Right?
Yeah. Will it have
But he won't destroy it, right? He's like, I will not destroy it. Do you think that will backfire?
It's hard to say.
What about other way gates? Do you think we're ever going to see this again? Is this something that's ever going to happen again?
Yeah,
that's a great question.
Didn't it already happen once?
It did, yeah.
With the 2 on the...
Yeah.
We're asking if this is going to happen again, I think.
Well, not this very thing.
What? I don't know.
I thought it happened the last time they traveled the ways too. They locked it.
I'm like, it's right. No, I know
Literally, that's why I had to read a bunch of chapters up to here so I could not spoil stuff because I don't know what happens in any of the books, like the order of them.
All right.
Right. No, I dig it. Yeah, where we're at. Sure.
I had to read like 10 chapters to prepare for this so that I could not spoil stuff.
And you're doing great.
It's diligent work and appreciated.
Yes.
So they're out of the ways, and welcome to Marathon.
Yeah.
Perrin sees a couple hawks fly up, and a arrow takes one down. Boom. Second one is chased by a bunch of ravens. He's like,
Boom.
what the
Enveloped.
hell?
Sucked. Yeah. Boom.
It says, quote, the second hawk swooped on snowy wings toward where its mate had fallen, but suddenly it was climbing desperately. A black cloud of ravens burst from the trees surrounding it in wild melee, and when they settled again, the hawk was gone. Fucking thanks, RJ. You know what? That's a great one sentence paragraph.
Yep. Beautiful.
I'm gonna run out of beer.
Are we drinking whenever it's good writing?
Whenever I say it, yeah. Whenever I say it, yeah.
All right. Gee, all right. I'm close to it.
And also when we see Perrin in his small clothes. No, I'm just
All right. Well,
This is about to happen.
which is about to happen. But we hear the little thing about Aemon, a little
Aemon's
backstory.
Field,
Again,
yeah.
some more. Yeah. And so it's like, hence, Aemon's Field. They just take away the A. Aemon. Aemon.
Isn't it just a transliteration from the old tongue into the contemporary language?
Interesting.
Yes.
Just dropping the A?
It's not dropped though; it's replaced with an E.
No, it's Aemon, and then it's
EMOND. Right? Yeah.
Emmons. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think maybe over time, people just start
Yeah. I mean, I think
saying it a little slightly
a little
differently.
differently. Mhm.
Yeah.
Perrin reaches out for wolves, and there ain't a wolf. No wolves. Rare.
Now,
We learn later it's because of Slayer. Huh? What?
I was gonna say here's a place where I definitely appreciate Fael's sass, because she's like sewing up his wounds, right? And then she's like kind of fingering his coat. Good going, RJ.
Yeah.
I think
She
you
did
use
finger it,
the
yeah.
Oh, she did
I don't
pick it
know.
up.
Fingering the gash in his coat.
The guys in his coat.
Fingering
And then she's like, don't even think I'm gonna sew this up for you. And she's like, I'm done sewing for you today. And I just like it. I like that she can get in there and stitch him up and then be like, nope,
You're like,
I'm not
I'm
sewing
done.
up I am not sewing up your clothes. You can sew that yourself.
Boundary.
That is just that's
A
just
healthy
throwing
relationship
curveballs in the
boundary.
fast. That's healthy? What?
I think
Well.
I'm stopping at a certain point and saying, okay, I've done what needs to happen to like heal you.
Yeah.
Now take care of yourself, little boy. Come on.
I would personally not put up with someone who talked to me like that. I would be like, you know what? I'd never asked you to do this, and don't even. Yeah, forget it. You know what, Fael? I don't think this is working out. I think we have two separate paths, and I'm breaking up with Fael right now, Ryan.
You're totally breaking up with
Because she is not my type at all. At all. She might be pretty, but gosh, she resorts to violence. Fael's not my type. She plays these manipulative games. She whispers to her friends and then points at me or whatever. Fuck you.
Was she a little girl?
This is a high school romance.
Yeah, teenager, yeah.
Find your happiness. Enjoy your bliss. And don't let people treat you like that.
Jealous as fuck.
Right?
Don't be Fael.
Child and what?
No, that's my life advice. Don't be Fael.
Don't be Fael.
No.
Yeah.
Don't be Fael. Grow. She's immature. Grow past it.
Grow past Fael
Grow.
level.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I'm going to tree sing Fael. So she
Don't be a
becomes a big
failure. Don't be a failure.
Oh, oh, ba, 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 da, da, da. Josh just killed my...
Nice.
All right, so there's no wolves in where they're at. They're like, well, okay, we're just gonna have to camp here by the Waygate. Camp here by the Waygate. The girls are all laughing. They're like, ha ha ha, over at their camp, while Karen and Gall are just like, huh. They're like, fuck, we're not being laughy. So, so I mean, we do have a drinking obligation again, guys.
Oh, because my God.
Because parents says like, hey,
nice man.
Hey, do you know any funny stories? And
this is how it happens.
He says, so it says, quote, funny stories. I can't think of one offhand. Gall's eyes half turned to the other fire and then laughter. I would if I could. The son, remember? Perrin laughed noisily and made his voice loud enough to carry. I do. Whoa. Women. Women, right? Women. So yeah. All right. Thank you, RJ. That's funny and weird.
RJ.
Let me ask you guys, is this a prediction? Quote, I wish I could see your threefold land someday, Gall. Perhaps you will when we are done here. Perhaps. Not much chance of it, of course. None, really. End quote. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think Perrin will go to the threefold land with Gall, meet his family, have some tea, some maybe some naan? What do they have? What's the name of the bread?
I mean,
what do you think?
Probably.
I hope.
You hope?
I hope.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I doubt it. Now that he's here, I have a feeling he's gonna be stuck in the Two Rivers for a while.
Okay.
Agreed.
Right,
I totally agree with that. Oh, I'm pointing this way. Josh.
Yeah.
I actually agree with that.
I mean, why is
Ryan just messed
up. Why is Perrin why is Perrin going to the Two Rivers? Where's his mind when he's thinking that's never going to happen?
Right.
When he's thinking
he's going to be dead.
Happen.
But he's turning himself into the White Sticks, and he's going to be put to death.
He's planning on being turned into turning himself to the White Cloaks, and
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, no.
But we know that that doesn't happen.
Himself, right? Like he wanted to actually hang. And he's like, if I don't hang myself, then. And
okay.
But
Yep.
You all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I've read it all before.
We all know.
Do not recall the whole thing.
No, I dig it. Yeah.
Nope.
So Perrin and Gall bond some more, and Perrin's like, I'm gonna dream. See ya. Kick me if you need to. Bye. And he goes to sleep, and we have Perrin's dreams. He looks up into the sky, and he sees these what he calls windows. He sees Rand. He sees Nynaeve and Elaine. He sees Matt. He sees Egwene and a woman with long white hair staring at him in surprise. Whoa. What are those windows, guys?
Oh.
What's going on?
Feels like, I mean, he's in a dream, right?
Mm-hmm. I guess, is he seeing something that is real, or is it like a prophecy, or what is it?
I think these are things that we've seen before, and I would be wrong because my memory is shit. But what I'm going with is that I remember seeing. I remember seeing Egwene and the white-haired woman at some point. In a different fucking chapter series.
No, you're right. You're right. There, yeah, exactly. The
I feel like
ideal
we're
woman
together, and we've seen this. We just saw this. We went past, and there's like stuff that's going on simultaneously that he has actually.
But it says here, Egwene and a woman with long white hair were staring at him in surprise, while behind them, the white tower crumbled stone by stone.
Yeah, what?
Yes, yeah.
So, isn't the white-haired woman the wise woman from the Aiel?
Mm-hmm.
No,
I
like that.
And the white tower crumbling is Egwene's future there, falling to pieces as she's trained to be a dreamer. And he's having the dream right now. The dreamers. He's having a dreaming.
He's having like a.
So is this a prophecy dream? Like is he dream walking, as they call it?
It's a dreaming. Yeah, he's dream walking. Right?
He said that
it's not a prophecy.
No, I don't.
Right, and he has seen it before.
I don't think he's dream walking. Is he dream walking?
He's doing what they call dream walking, what the Aiel wise women would call dream walking, and what the Aes Sedai would call being a dreamer.
I don't like it.
Well, this dream is different.
I don't look at either.
Well, they're sort of. It doesn't make sense to me. Something's wrong about that. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, there's something.
Do you not think that the Tel'aran'rhiod and the Wolf Dream are the same thing?
I do not. I do not think those are different things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how are they different?
I think a wolf dream. That's a good question because I don't know the full answer to that. I think that we're only like kind of. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You might only be like
it's a hunch, right?
Discovering things, and this is super hunchy.
It's a hunch.
Well, let me support you here, Kay. Let me support you. It said. It says, quote, Moraine had suggested that the wolf dream was the same as something called Tel'aran'rhiod, and then would say no more. So it's not assumed that they are exactly the same. It says that he had said something like it, but it could very well be two separate things.
I think there's two theories. Yeah, are they either the same or they're different? I mean, I'm of the mind that they're the same. But
we have a 50-50 shot.
But I think
no.
When we get to the part where
there's many more variables that probably add into a totally different scenario that we haven't even captured yet, that's a possibility too, and that's what makes it that much more fun for like the people that are listening to us, and also just like what we're doing. Like this is
right. We don't assume the way. We have ways, we have portal stones, we have Tel'aran'rhiod, we have Wolf Dream. We don't know what may or may not be connected.
Right. Well, when we see we are about to meet when Perrin meets Brigitte when he's hanging with Stepper and Hopper. Oh right, Stepper's a different wolf.
Hopper.
Stepper's a horse.
And Hopper doesn't even see the lady.
Doesn't see the lady, but
sorry, brother Dan, are we going on?
Egwene already saw Brigitte during her Tel'aran'rhiod experience, so that would imply that they are in the same dream space.
Okay, yeah.
But you're right. But the wolf doesn't see her, or the Heroes of the Horn are in some weird state where they can decide who can see them and who can't.
Okay,
or
what
wolves
about
just can't see the Heroes of the Horn in the Tel'aran'rhiod. Go ahead, Dana.
Okay.
Zoom,
well, there's also the other person who
the shadow with the swords.
Yeah. Who
Perrin doesn't see.
Perrin says there was a shadow there. And
the guy with two
Perrin doesn't see the guy with the swords. He's just a shadow.
He saw a shadow. He was kind of familiar. And then Brigitte talks to that person, but he doesn't hear that person.
Hear the words exchanged. So that implies that they have some sort of power of controlling who can see them or hear them or experience them within the TAVERN, right?
Yeah.
Very okay. This is awesome. This is awesome. There are no wolves around in the dream, which is unheard of for Perrin. There are always wolves, always. And he's like, there ain't nothing. I wish I had Elias. I wish I had, God, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her. He finds that he gets these powers, or at least he's like, I want to go over there. Takes a step and
basically
he's
he's learning to do the same things that Egwene learned in her last experience there, right? He's able to something transforms while he's watching it, and he's like, oh shit, I didn't know that could happen here. And then he's able to do the long walk, the mind walk, whatever you want to call it.
I like that. That's canon now. The long walk.
The long walk.
So one thing I want to touch on before we get too much further. So there's this paragraph when he's talking to Gaul. Perrin shifted uncomfortably. How much had he changed since leaving home? Himself and Rand and Mat? Not his eyes and the wolves or Rand's channeling. He did not mean that. How much of what was inside remained unchanged? Mat was the only one who seemed to be just himself, only more so.
Isn't that crazy?
Like,
that's
it's
great. God damn, he seemed to be himself, but only more so. Ah.
But
I love that. I love that imagery.
And how does he know that, though?
Well, this is the same thing we always get. We've gotten through all the books of like the way that they imagine one another is in this sort of like they have these projections of themselves when they imagine one another within their minds, and what that maps to within their own reality and their own perception of themselves in comparison to that. And Mat with the women or Perrin with the women, right? It's like they all have these sort of like, but it's not reflected in one another's self-perception, which I always found that fascinating. Anyhow, just that's such a great paragraph, just about his own self-awareness of the change that they've been through and like where they're going. Did we lose Kay?
There was some weird sound we could hear, like the book or something, like the audiobook was playing.
Oh, weird.
She ran outside. I don't know what that was. We stopped hearing it.
Okay.
I think we're fine.
We're fine.
I think it was a sample in our...
Yes. If I switch over here, then we have the right name.
And hello.
Hey, nice.
Wanted.
Oh, hello, darling.
So concerned about our name. And now we had the right...
Are the voices
you're
still
lined up
happening?
correctly.
What's going on here, guys? Can you hear
Slap.
it?
Yeah, it's past. We're good.
It's all good. Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone sounds
Tech
lovely.
monsters.
No.
Okay. What is the fucking Night Runner? And what does Leaf Lighters get?
Yeah.
All right.
Hello.
Yeah. Let's cut to the chase.
So we've heard. Have we seen the term leaf lighter before?
Thank you.
I
feel like we have, but I don't recall. Josh?
So, are those the ideal words for the Fades and Trollocs? The Night Runner would be the Fade?
Night Runner. Sounds like a Vader. Like, fucking know.
Yeah, I don't want to necessarily.
It sounds like it could be either one. It sounds like it could be. We did switch trains. Thank you, Joe.
But what was all right? So when all right.
Anyhow, that was one of these questions. That was like a thing I had a question mark next to. Like I don't know. What the fuck is
I'm
that?
not sure if
Let it
we've seen
simmer.
either of those terms. Actually, to be honest, now that I think about it, we might have heard one from an IEO in the past, but they haven't been defined. So I'm not going to do it for you. Read and find out, baby.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Gosh,
And I hope Dana's
find out you let me know.
because I miss her.
I'm kidding.
There-
I think I'm funny, but you know,
You are.
to be the only person here.
So Perrin's just bouncing around the dream, and suddenly he sees this dude. So, dude bends over doing something. He looks at Perrin and boom, bolts. Perrin boom, bolts over to where he was, looks over, dead half-skinned wolf. He's all, well, I'm going boom. So he goes, he's like boom, 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 jumping all
And
around.
they were like,
It was the chase is on.
And they're
He was like, all right. So like Adam 12, we got a perpetrator coming. I'm on the suspect now. He's going through 3rd and Main. All right, we're going southbound about every time we beer him, we're going a few miles. So we're going very fast. I could use backup. The dude abides.
Well
Dude,
Well done, Glenn. Well done.
yes.
yeah, why
And
rush?
we shall
Why
have
rush the
white
Fairwood?
weapons. What are you?
So dude is like,
And we
hey,
will
that's
actively
just like
hate
your
you.
opinion, man. He flees and goes to a tower.
Hang on.
Please.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, of course.
What tower?
From peak to peak, he sped in blurred motion, calling, seeking. The mountains lay empty beneath him, except for deer and other game. Yet there were occasional signs of men, ancient signs. Twice, great carved figures took nearly an entire mountainside. And in another place, strangely angular letters 2 spans high had been incised across a cliff, a shade too smooth and sheer.
All right.
Hollywood sign much?
But
Definitely,
yeah.
Yes.
But how are we going east towards the Hollywood sign?
Because the Earth has been all fucked up during the Great.
Are we talking Pangea?
Well, no, the planeswalkers, the Aes Sedai, fucked everything up during the
breaking,
rupture.
right?
Yeah.
No, but this is prior to the breaking, right?
Yeah.
And
like
he was
actually,
going
like,
east.
prior to the action.
Prior to the breaking? Why? Why is it prior
Well,
to the
like it's
breaking?
part
That's
of
what he
the
said.
breaking, right? It's like
When does he say it was prior to the breaking? He's in a dream.
Yeah,
prior.
but he
I
knows
think
it's
like
prior
the
to the breaking.
beginning of the breaking.
But he never says it's prior to the breaking. Where does he say that? I don't think so. No.
It doesn't say that. No.
It doesn't say that. Yeah. It's after the breaking.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Where did you see
Mount Rushmore?
Oh, the Hollywood sign. The reason we saw the Hollywood sign was because there's a description specifically about shooting like gray. Fuck, Josh, do you have it? They're like grayish, translucent, or something, fucking along the lines of that. That
strange angular letters.
These
2 spans.
I know.
High.
But go backwards.
like I'm derailing.
And then
Skip over me.
And then he sees the sandhills, which could easily be
that feels like the cliff of like California.
Malibu.
Like,
north of Santa Cruz, like in the fucking
Exactly.
along the coast.
Yeah, he was talking about the sandhills right in there when he says, "Great rolling mounds, sparsely covered with tough grass and stubborn bushes."
I know.
Once the shores of a great sea before the breaking.
That's all
Bro,
of California
I've
coast.
thought about this a lot, but
That's just not
Okay.
Santa Cruz.
I thought it was before the breaking.
That's all.
How is that
No,
not
the
before
only
the
thing
breaking?
it said before the breaking was that the shores of an ocean was there before the breaking.
Yeah,
It
so
doesn't
the whole
change.
thing
That was in the
before
waste.
breaking.
Yes. So
Right.
if the ocean was there.
Why are we not
before
talking
the
about the
break-
entire thing before the breaking? Which is weird because why are we going east to get to California? Which would only mean that we are like talking Pangea, like all the continents are merged together, so you can like.
Exactly.
Not necessarily, or they could have just been reshuffled around. Doesn't have to be Pangea.
Well, I mean, well, all right, well, good for
But
you.
it's Earth.
But it's not.
Yeah, we think it's
Good
Earth. There's a
deal.
Volvo. There's a Mercedes-Benz fucking
Okay.
hood ornament.
And the Hollywood sign is there, so and possibly
Sure.
Mount Rushmore, right? So if we
Dovie,
have these like
I
things
need
that we feel are very distinctive in our current situation and place and time and all of that good stuff.
I mean, we get the mythology of the astronauts.
Negative
Like,
time.
there's lots of things that seem to indicate this is a future Earth. Yeah.
All right, I will.
White. Oh, what I was thinking of is White Sands.
White
Should
Sands.
be the
That's in
hills.
New Mexico.
Josh,
That's
you are
in New
so
Mexico, right?
anti-Pangea. It's so hard. It's
Yeah,
disheartening.
did you never believe
It's loud and clear, Josh, how anti-Pangea you are.
believe
Thank you.
And
I'll own that.
Thank you.
All right, no, Ryan. The tectonic plates all move around through
No, Ryan.
Exactly. Thank you, BR. Exactly.
glitching
BR and
my
I are in lockstep here.
BR! You see how I'm glitching my teeth? I have decided.
Mr. Stovey's going to grab you by the scruff of the neck, Kay.
That will happen tonight.
To the fucking.
I guarantee it.
whichever
Hey,
fucking
Joe!
way is West on your side.
Joe! No Joe is what I say. No
West.
Joe.
No, Ryan.
Joe,
All
Joe.
caps. No Joe. Wait, Todd's coming in? Fuck you, Todd.
Can someone take the R's thingy down? Because I can't.
Hooray!
Hey, she's back.
Hey!
Wow, this thing got really like screwy on us.
All right, let's take a break, Dan. Yeah? No?
We're almost through this chapter. Can we finish this
Which
chapter?
chapter?
We have two more.
28? All right,
Yeah, let's
go.
do it.
I mean,
We're good.
Come on. Yeah. So
Go ahead,
they
my
are.
friend.
So the chase is on. Chase is on. Boom, boom, boom. Jumping over mountains. Jumping. They get to the tower. This tower. And he's like, Suddenly, Hopper shows up. Our boy Hopper, our good boy. Hey, he's such a good boy. He's good. He's like, stay away, young bull. He's like, what? Come on.
Oh, the cold smell is also something just to point out.
Yes, it wasn't quite human. It was,
Cold smell.
there was a.
So do you think that cold?
Anyways.
What is that cold smell?
Yeah, what do you make of it?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Keep
don't
an
know
eye
what to
out
make of
for
it
it.
yet.
Keep an eye out for the cold smell.
Yeah. You know, in
Yeah.
case you have synesthesia and you can see what things smell.
Oh.
The wolves
I imagine
call
it has
this-
something to do with the Tower of
There's
Genji
everything
and
about
like
everybody, huh?
something with traversing the dimensions through the tower. But I don't know what exactly.
Okay. Okay, so Hopper shows up and says, "Oh, stop, boy."
Yeah. Hold your
Evil,
horses.
evil.
Hold your wolves.
Yeah.
Okay. I like when he has a little conversation about like something with somebody. We don't know who this person is.
I just want to say hi to Carlos Moonblade.
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
DK.
Haven't seen you in a while.
So we hear that Slayer is what the wolves refer to this being as. It says, quote, "You chase Slayer, young bull. He is here in the flesh and he can kill." He's like, "What do you mean he's here in the flesh?" He's like, "I don't know. I don't know what I mean. But he's here in the flesh and he can kill." What are you guys reading? What's your insight? Are you just...
Yeah.
I mean...
Uh-oh.
Brother Dan.
It says, "Cub foolish, digging to a ground wasp nest.
Ground wasp's nest.
This place is evil. All know this. It is known, Jon Snow. And you would chase evil into evil. Slayer can kill. So apparently if a wolf dies in the wolf dream, he's gone. He's like, I think that happens with humans too. What does it mean to be in this place in the flesh? In your guys' head? What does that phrase even mean?
In the flesh.
Well, I mean, it just means that they're more vulnerable, I believe. I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
I like that though.
A dream in the flesh, but like, I it just means they're more vulnerable. Like they can withstand or go through maybe pain and real stuff that you might not. Yes,
both times that
I don't know.
Both times that Hopper mentions that he's here in the flesh, he can kill. He says it twice, like in a row. Like he's here in the flesh, he can kill. This is he may be more vulnerable. Maybe like if he has a dream, he's in a car accident. Like I don't know. But I mean, in relation to the context, it's used as like he's here in the flesh, he can kill.
I read it like when Hopper tells him he's here too strong.
Oh, okay.
That like Perrin was there in the flesh too when he was there too strong.
If he's
It's
there in
just
the
like-
flesh, does that mean he's in two places in the flesh at the same time? Like his body is still asleep somewhere, and he's also in the flesh in the dream?
In the dream.
Now
He's
that's
there too strongly?
that bothers me.
I think he was there too strong with the hedgehog thing, right? When he was saving Fael, and he's like, "You're here too strong."
Yeah.
He's like, "I gotta save."
Well, I know it
Hedgehog."
multiple times. Every time he's gone there and like something dangerous, like the first time he goes, Hopper tells him he was there too strong.
Okay.
As well.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're
Well, it
more
seems
sovereign.
like
Ooh, I
Perrin
like that
didn't
phrase.
know that this was a
Yeah, I
thing that
like
you
that
could even
phrasing.
do.
The more you are more sovereign. Man, DMB.
DKmoon, baby.
It stands for Don't Be a Stranger.
Don't be strange. So, we meet a woman. Woman refers to Perrin as Archer.
Yeah, what is that
Like,
about?
Yep. This is he's like
Oh, because he has his bow. I see.
a dangerous place, Archer. The Tower of Genji is a bad place for humankind. She goes on to say that I only came to warn you despite the prescripts. Once entered, the Tower of Genji is hard enough to leave in the world of men. Here it is all but impossible.
Damn it. Eric, don't call me out like that. Fuck you.
Like that.
It's my show. It's my show. I can be drunk. It's my show.
We also hear that this
So
is...
that implies that Slayer is not a human, or is something more than a human. That he can enter and leave the Tower of Genji at will.
Or knows
okay.
knows the secret knock or something. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Perrin can't get in. He sniffed around the base 2 times and peed on the corner. And
Okay, so
marked it.
would this woman be warning him about going in if he was not able, if he would never be able to go in because he's human?
I would really hope so.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, does that mean that because you're human you can't go in, or does that mean it's a?
You can go in, but you can't leave. That's what he said.
Hotel California?
Is this the Hotel California?
Hotel California, yeah.
Jesus.
It is in California. The Hollywood sign's nearby, right?
All right, well, I mean, like, we'll get into that, but yeah, let's.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I mean, this was like my favorite part of these whole chapters. Is this?
yeah,
like,
the whole, yeah, the whole
Rapidly
series, right?
becoming part of ours.
Okay, don't fall, don't fall.
No, I didn't.
Okay,
I was
you might have said this
rapidly
one.
moving forward.
You might have said this when I was gone, but do you remember seeing the Tower of Genji in the Eye of the World?
In Amazon?
No,
No, in the book.
in the Eye of the
Remember.
In the
World.
book.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, so when Rand and Matt were going down the river on the Spray with Veiled Omen, they passed off in the distance. They see this shiny tower,
Yep,
and that is a marker that the river boat captains use to say, okay, now we're like 10 days or a week out or whatever they say from Whitebridge. Oh my goodness, it's a bunny!
Did you ever find a bunny?
Really?
I mean, like, there's a very real
Oh,
chance
it
that
looks like
Josh
that.
will
Hey,
eat
be
that
careful.
in 2 weeks, but
Be careful, Josh. It looks like that thing has pink eye.
It does.
Thank you. Thank you.
no, I mean, like, whatever.
Pink
Josh
eyes,
loves-
at least.
So
Josh
that's
will
how-
eat
that's
his
how-
bunny like a
That really
motherfucker.
tells you how far he went. But this is something that you can see in the real world, and so
Right.
it is. You can see it in the Wolf Dream, and you can see it here. But that's like he traveled really far because
He's so far from the
that's
two
like-
rivers.
that's like
Right.
10 days north of Whitebridge on the river.
Right.
Anyway, I just love how RJ will plant something and then you think, I'm never going to see that again. And he brings it back 4 books later.
Yep. This is a great
Right.
example, yeah.
Well, before we end this, before we go to break, let's talk a little bit about this snakes and foxes.
So this is a doorway to the realms of the Aelfin and the Elfin,
Uh-huh.
which we talked about last week.
Uh-huh.
I'm assuming so. The Aelfin were the ones we met first, and then the Elfin are the fox people who we met second.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
When
good
Matt
job.
went
Yeah,
through
yeah,
the
yeah.
second red door.
Okay, Josh,
Um,
back up.
Yeah. Back up, Josh.
Just a little bit. Aelfin or Elfin, or which one are you talking about? Is the first one, or which one are you talking about as the second one?
Aelfin were the ones we met first,
Uh-huh.
which were the ones who answered the 3 questions. That
Okay, and
they
then
went through the doorway in the stone. And then the Elfin are the ones that we met second when Matt traversed the doorway in
Yeah, it's all dusty.
Yeah.
Snakes and
Yep.
Okay.
So think dust is eel,
Yeah.
like OG
Yeah.
is ale.
Okay.
I always remember it this way because Aelfin and Eelfin, we meet them in alphabetical order.
We do. We meet in alphabetical
Yes,
order,
yeah,
right?
And then
Yeah.
Idiot.
And then
And the game is
And
called
then
Snakes and
The
Foxes.
game is snakes and foxes.
Yeah.
Right.
So the
And
snakes
so-
first and then the foxes.
Yeah.
It's
so
basically
one-
shoots and ladders.
No. I mean, like one is very specifically giving
one-on-one.
you.
No, I wouldn't shoot and ladders without cheating.
No, I mean like within
to
the
like break it all
with,
down for me, like
well, I mean like
let's. I want
like
to
we
break
learn what the different
like one-on-one.
Eelfin and Elfin
I
do.
want to have one-on-one with Zool, conversational, like
Okay.
help me to understand all of these different names for all of these things that are
Uh-huh.
so many different names all the time. And now we've just been introduced
we're
to
just-
a whole plethora of, other characters, and I mean, not really, but like they're all
Alright.
there and like being called different things again, and so it's just
Well,
And so we learn why the ancient agreements say to not bring metal, fire,
Uh-huh.
or musical
Iron-
instruments.
Love
Right?
the way they incorporated that though.
so what's going on? What are these people?
Here's the quote here. It says, "Those are the ways to win against the snakes and foxes. The game is a remembrance of old dealings. It does not matter so long as you stay away from the Aelfin and the Eelfin. They are not evil the way the shadow is evil, yet they are so different from humankind, they may as well be. They are not to be trusted, Archer. Stay clear of the Tower of Genji. Avoid the world of dreams if you can. Dark things walk."
Courage to strengthen, fire to blind, music to daze, iron to bind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She said, "Yeah." She says, "There's ways to win if you
break the rules.
If you break the rules."
You got it.
Yeah, and we also have this whole thing where the Aelfin
like
told Matt.
burning with wanting to say things right now.
No, I don't know.
No. But they're like, think there might I think there is just like
But I'm so close to a great point.
Not gonna say shit. It's kind
Go ahead.
of an energy.
What were you saying, Ryan?
They're like not gonna say shit. Kind of an energy. She's holding back,
I'm not. Am I? No.
or maybe not.
I don't know.
All right, what am I saying? I forgot. So yeah, Dan, is it time for a break?
We're almost done with this chapter. We have a couple pages. This is like
We're so close.
the most important part, like of this chapter.
Brigitte mentions that talking to wolves is, it says, quote, "You can talk to wolves? Now that is a thing lost in legend. So that is how you are here. I should have known." She also says, "Why am I talking so much? Are you TAVERN?"
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So she is pretty keen on things. It turns out Hopper doesn't see this woman at all. He's like, "Yeah, I saw." Hopper says, "Yeah, you were making," quote, what is it? "You made noises at the wind, young bull. There was no she here, none but you and I." What do we make of this? Anything?
I have a lot of thoughts about this.
Karen had a conversation with an invisible person, and this invisible person to Hopper was very visible to Karen and very important.
Why was Hopper? I mean, this is the wolf dream, right? This is the wolf dream. Why couldn't the wolf see her? I mean, it's a wolf dream.
It's a dead wolf.
Oh, okay. It's
Yeah.
Are there any live wolves
Hey,
in the wolf dream, or are they only dead wolves?
Well,
We've
clearly
only seen
there
Hopper.
are live and dead wolves, or maybe there are just transforming wolves, like parents.
I don't know.
I thought that the
No,
wolves
we've
were
seen
in the
other
dream.
A dog. We've seen other wolves. I was saying I
we've only
almost
seen
said
Hopper in
which
the,
is why I
in the wolf
smacked
dream.
them because I do.
I thought that they were in the dream even in waking. That like their communications happened through the wolf dream. The wolves.
Yes, but
Maybe.
That was how I always read it. But
We won. I don't like it.
yeah. I don't. You don't like it?
It does seem odd that
so
Hopper.
I mean the hero. So
yeah.
if we assume that this is the hero of the Horn that we've met previously, and that whoever this man was whose shadow was cast with the twin swords is also, we can see they have some sort of control over the perception of their beingness in this environment, right? So she appears presumably to Perrin either on purpose or because of his TAVERN-ness, and the fact that she appeared to Egwene in the distance during her dream implies that either A, Egwene is TAVERN as well, which I've always believed, or B, that she intentionally showed herself there as well. Or
No, he saw them. He saw them, and it didn't seem like they were seen, right? Like
Who?
He saw Egwene and the white-haired lady. Is that what you're talking about?
I would know.
no, in Egwene's
earlier.
dream a few chapters back, when she meets the Aiel Dreamer, in the background there's a woman watching them.
Yeah.
Oh,
And she's like, oh, that can't be Brigitte. She's not in the dream world in Tel'aran'rhiod.
Brigitte.
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 I call her Brigitte.
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 Whatever I said to pronounce this was probably not right.
So she seems to imply that she's speaking so much because he is TAVERN. Does that mean that she appeared against her will?
Because
and that's why she went against the precepts?
Or that she's just talking a lot and saying
against her will. It's unclear, right? Yeah, which is which. But
what? She could be talking a lot against her will?
Well,
yeah,
that's what happens around TAVERN. People,
right? People will say stuff that they might not normally say. Maybe there's like a 2% chance they would ever say it.
TAVERN-ness for me. It felt like
we learned that long ago. It was like spelled out very clearly in the text.
Okay, but didn't feel like it.
She says, "quote I seem to be telling you
Josh,
a
I
great
get
deal."
it. I get that was spelled out. Probably
it says it right here. It says, "quote I seem to be telling you a great deal. I do not understand why I spoke to you in the first place. Of course, are you TAVERN, Archer?"
Yeah, so that's kind of like an understanding of the nature of reality.
That no one has in Rainland.
Like, it's a wisdom that this person is carrying. And say, why am I talking? Oh, fuck! Are you TAVERN?
Right.
I never talk. So like, I love that. I think that's great.
So it ends with Hopper warning Perrin about his hometown. He's like, man, don't go there. It's fucked. Slayer's there. He's killing wolves, killing bears. It says, quote, avoid your old home, young bull. The image in Perrin's mind called home was of the land marked by a wolf pack. There are no wolves there now. Those who were and did not flee are dead. Slayer walks the dream there. He's like, I have to. He's like, all right, well, we'll hunt in the last battle. And he's like, yep, see you then. And then he wakes up and talks to Gaul, and he's like, hey, I think things are pretty fucked up in the Two Rivers, actually. And Gaul says, quote, things often are. Gaul replied quietly, it is the way of life. The Ioman calmly put his head down to sleep.
So fucking good.
Gaul is so laconic. He says the fewest words with the most impact that he can find. He's Hemingway. That's too loud, Ryan.
Thank you.
Very loud.
He's trying to drown us out so that we can go to break.
Very loud.
Oh, he's playing it up.
Very loud.
Playing it up.
Totally. Please stop playing music.
And all right, let's go ahead and take a break. We have 29:30 coming up.
Let's take a break.
We got through those 2 chapters, Ryan. We can take your break.
Yeah, totally. I got
Bye, everybody.
No, he's not dead!
That's great.
Foxes!
Foxes.
It gets better. I'm wearing my snake's bra.
The snakes!
Nice.
And
Foxes.
Both together.
The only way you can beat Mistress Dovie is if you cheat.
Mistress Dovie's causing the Tower of Genji to
collapse.
You're an ancient kind of evil, Mistress Dovie.
Jerk correct, Ryan. Jerk correct.
Thank you. Jerk correct. Oh God, I love you, Josh.
Guys,
you too, Ryan.
let's jump into chapter 29. It is called Homecoming. This is a heavy chapter. This is a great one. Perrin, it's still through Perrin's eyes. They are, although he just that night while dreaming just jumped 2 or 3 jumps and got into the Westwood. It actually takes about 3 days.
Yep.
On horses.
Oops.
It's quite the while. He has the dilemma of we can all relate, guys. We've all been in love. We've all been wanting to turn ourselves in to be executed, and we've had the loves of our lives not abandon us. I mean, guys, I so many times has this happened, right?
These are universal themes. You're right.
Universal themes, right? Thank you, Ryan.
Oh.
And in the middle, he's like, "I wish I could kiss her again." So, my parents, man, and he's 20, is 21.
Yeah.
He remembers.
He
remembers that Fael.
What exactly is an inward grin?
You're right.
Oh, I totally
Ryan,
get it.
pop it back up. No, that's not an inward grin. There it is.
I know it. I'm more making a joke, but yeah, it's a great way of describing his state.
Mm-hmm.
He is like, fuck, why is she here? Yeah, I mean, seriously, he is on the Green Mile, walking to his. He's like, yeah, I'm in to turn myself in, and you are complicating things, woman. I just want to go turn myself in and go die. And he doesn't want to do that to her. So he has that dilemma. I don't know. All the while wanting to kiss her. Yeah, he's a young man. Hormones, conflict.
You can't. Obviously, you can't relate, Dan.
I can't. No, I've never been a young man. Quote: Loyal rode with the women, with Fael and Danish Yad. At parents' request, though, the situation obviously upset him no end. This is Loyal's worst nightmare. Loyal is a uniter, not a divider.
Yes.
He does not want to mediate shit. He just wants to sing to your trees, baby. He just wants to write a book. He just wants to watch things. He doesn't want to be manipulated. And he's been kind of sucked into this situation where parents like ride with them. And he's like, but you're my bro. Okay, fine.
Yeah, what?
Fine.
He sits as far away as he can at night, you know, and still be able to read his books.
Is this like machismo? Like, well, you need a man over there. Loyal, go with them, or what's going on with that? Actually, guys,
Yeah.
What do you think? Why is Loyal being women he does clearly not want to hang out with?
Wait, why is Loyal what?
Forced to hang out with these women that he clearly does not want to hang out with.
I feel pulling him into it.
But he tries to get out of it by saying, hey, we're through the ways now. That's over my, I said that I would take you through the ways first.
Done.
So I'm done. And he tries to go spend time with Perrin, and Perrin's like, shh, no, go over there.
Yeah.
With a nod that he hoped the women didn't notice.
Yeah.
Yes. Not exactly, yes.
So why do you think Perrin did that?
This is chapter 30, yes?
Machismo.
29.
Loyal, so
Homecoming.
suave.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Love
I think
that.
it-
Anyways,
I think it's because Perrin wants someone to hang back with them when he runs off on his own, which he's about to do, right?
Oh.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. I mean, if
That's
I
how I
had an
interpreted it,
angry
right?
group of people over there, I'd want my best friend to just hang out with them so that he would tell me what's going on. I mean, is Loyal being a spy, or I don't know. It's just so many angles.
Possible.
Or is he just like being very, I don't want to stir up any more fights right now.
Yeah.
Keeping the peace. Keeping the peace.
Loyal's keeping the peace. He's doing everything that anybody can to, like,
Well, remember that.
he says, wait, what?
Go ahead.
Anybody that, thank you, Josh. Anybody that anyone says to, like, just keep the freaking peace, like, just, I don't want any problems. Like, if this is what's going to help you, I'm going to go there. And if this is what's going to help you, then I'm going to try to go there. And I'm going to try to be all places at all times to help this, because I could probably get a story out of this, and I could probably get a story out of that. And he's thinking about himself, but more so thinking about, I feel, more so thinking about everybody else in the story. And it is pretty beautiful. I love Loyal. I love him. Ugh,
Yeah.
And I love his ears, and I'm so sad that his personality is not portrayed through his ears in the show. I'm just gonna say it again. Yeah, I said it before.
It's very sad.
Anyway,
I will say that Loyal probably does not see domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
Loyal probably does not see
lapse
the way it's between people who love each other.
Well,
A Loyal probably in Ogier society, there is not violence like this. There's not where he's dealing with seeing a woman slap her husband or boyfriend or whatever. You know, that because humans are hasty and they get emotional. I can't see a Ogier slapping another Ogier, right?
Nope.
Yeah,
they're very intentional. But I mean, remember how Perrin now sees Loyal. Loyal was just the great hero and saved all the women and children in the stone. Right? So Perrin's like, if anyone can protect Fail and these women, it's Loyal. That's his perception of him now. Right?
Is this underestimating the fact that she has two maidens of the spear with her?
I don't think it's underestimating. I think it's just his masculinity getting in the way of using his brain to actually think about it. But also, he's putting him there to slow them down, to distract them from them going on their own. You know, for a million reasons. To be a spy, like you said. I mean, all of those things can be true concurrently, right?
Well, regardless, he is miserable. He hates his plight. He's like, fuck, I don't want to do this. This is, but he rode with them anyways, and they're, when they're divided out. And we get a listing of the entire Ibarra family, all of them. Young Petra, he's 9. We got a plump 12-year-old to sell. Fuck. All right. Thanks, RJ. Let's drink to a plump 12-year-old, I guess. God.
Yeah. Let's go. Boom.
You didn't have to do that. Aldora's 16. There's aunts and uncles and everyone.
And their kids.
And the cousins, yeah. And we are prefaced to one brief paragraph to meet all the people that are going to be massacred. I mean, Perrin's entire family gets wiped out. Here we meet them all. And Perrin is like, thinking about all this. This farm is fucking jumping. This farm is like the Willy Wonka household. The Charlie has grandpa. The grandpas and grandmas in the attic. They're all sharing beds. They're all just, hey, Charlie, I got you a chocolate bar for your birthday. You know, shit like that. That sounds like the Ibarra farm. But Perrin does not see them often. Quote, once apprenticed to Master Luhan, he had seen them only on feast days. The distance was too great for casual travel, and there had always been work to do. He's more than like a half day away from the village, so he doesn't see his family much.
Makes sense.
I said on Sunday. That was my one good contribution on Sunday.
All right.
Well, we all have that friend who, like, at 18 got a really good job, and I think that's Perrin. Perrin's the guy who got the really good job. You're like, oh, wow. You're a blacksmith. Oh, well, yeah, look at your shoulders. Sure, you're the blacksmith apprentice. Okay, cool. And Matt and Rand are like, I don't know. I think I'm going into hospital management or maybe hotel. I don't know. I'm looking at the list of majors here, and gosh, nothing's really calling to me. Maybe computer science? And Perrin's like, no, I already got a trade, baby. I'm good. I think Rand is just planning on inheriting the farm when Tam dies, and Matt is just going to be a scavenger, like a horse trader. dude the rest of his life. If he said, I don't know. Anyway, who cares about it, right?
Right?
They do not go right to the village. They, in fact, go instead to visit the Althor farm. They ride up the quarry road, and Perrin can smell the char burn before he sees it, that the farm and land has been destroyed. The quote, the soot-blackened chimney cast a slanting shadow across the rumbled, burned beams of the farmhouse. Great sentence. So the Aiel check around and give a shake, no bones. Quote, at least Tam Althor had not died in this. And then it said that someone came later to gather the flock and drive it up north. 2 men, I think, but Gaul can't tell for sure.
Okay, I have a question for you. Does your copy say rumbled burned beams?
Let me. Did I say rumbled?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's tumbled. It's a low T though. It should be higher. And I didn't put on my glasses. So.
Oh, okay.
Tumbled burned beams.
Sometimes different editions have
Slightly different.
Yeah. I'm just dumb.
All right. So the Althor farm has been burned to the ground.
Ransacked.
Fael's like, is this your whose farm is this? And he's like, it's Rand's dad. She's like, okay, cool. Is your farm near here? And he's like, no, shut up. He said it curtly to where she got like all offended. They can't communicate. The whole communication thing is just, it's stilted. We see how they are, right? We see how they are. Anyways,
stilted. And
Perrin's like, all right, hey, we're gonna camp here. We'll get to the village in the morning. He's like, hey, Gaul, we're leaving early. we're not gonna wake them up. We're just gonna go by ourselves. Sotto voce. I think that means quiet voice, right? And they get up an hour before first light and set out slipping away. One of the maidens sees them, maybe Bane, maybe Shad, but they don't react and just let them go. And they get to the village. The village is sleepy, but they still circle around to the east because the Wine Spring Inn is at the far eastern part of the village. So they go around by the river, they slink around, and they creep into like the back way, if there's a back way there, not through the village. They hitch up their horses and they go inside and meet Bran and Marin Alvier, who are doing innkeeper shit. They're polishing glasses and whatever. Oh no, actually, they're looking concerned. They're sitting at the table and looking concerned. He's like, "Yo, hi, it's me. I'm Perrin." They're like, "Oh gosh." Perrin makes it to the Wine Spring Inn with Gaul, introduces them. Gaul has the most awesome response, like, "Hey," it says, quote, "May you always have water and shade, roof mistress," Gaul said, formally bowing to her. "I ask leave to defend your roof and hold." And she's like, "A gracious offer, but you must allow me to decide when it is needed." He's like, "Sure. As you say, roof mistress, your honor is mine." Gaul produced a gold salt cellar, a small bowl balanced on the back of a cunningly made lion, and extended it to her. I offered this small gift. I offer this small guest gift to your roof. And the maidens do the same. They come in and said, "Hey, I let me guard your shit," and they also give her salt things or something.
Gold gifts.
Gold gifts, yes.
Regardless.
Thank you, Joshua. Gold gift.
Gold gifts.
14 thingies.
Because you are gold. Always. That's probably the greatest Spandau Ballet song, right? Gold.
Greatest what?
Spandau Ballet song.
Spandau Ballet.
It's a song. It's a band. They were an 80s band.
Fabulous.
Guys, tell me your favorite Spandau Ballet song in the chat, would you? The mayor and his wife were like, "Oh boy, hey, whoa, you're a sight for sore eyes. That's weird. Why are you here?" And he's like, "Yeah, because the white cloaks are here." And they're like, "Yeah, exactly. Why are you here? They're looking for you, boy. They're camped up in Watch Hill. And Perrin's like, "Well, I'm planning on giving up myself, and it'll save the rest of my family because there's a shit ton of Ibaras. We fuck a lot, and we breed, and there's a shit ton of Ibaras. And if they don't find me, they're gonna start picking off all my family, and I don't want that." Right then, Fail jumps in with her Dane and Shad, and she gently, lovingly offers support to her boyfriend. Oh wait, no. She says, "Give yourself up! Give yourself up! Have you been planning this from the start? You have, haven't you? You utter idiot! Your brain has frozen solid. Your brain is frozen solid, Perrin Albaya. It is nothing but muscle and hair to begin, but now it isn't even that." And he's like, "Yeah, true is a good one.
Yeah, this much is true.
This much is true." You know what?
I like that I have
but I will do Spandau Ballet Gold at a karaoke any day of the fucking week.
how I sleep at night.
You are gold.
Always
believe in your soul. You got the power to know you're indestructible. Oh man, I kill it, Ryan. I kill it. You know how hard it is to find Spandau Ballet Gold on a karaoke machine in Michigan?
I'm woke now.
It's hard.
Luke, Ace Ajay. I'm feeling you, my friend.
Luke, I am your father.
Luke Jedi.
Yeah. Fayo fucking throws a dagger at a face.
Who are you? Who is this person? Do we know this person?
Krissa. When the shit's hitting the fan, are you gonna throw a fucking dagger at the intruder's face? That's what I want.
Maybe. Oh, she can see. She could.
If I could see. I'm very prominent chapter 29 master. Thank you.
I was like, why don't you just move her to the thing?
I'm so blind right now. I'm answering blind. I am blind. This is a different situation. So that was different. Okay. Repeat the question, please.
I can't. New perspective. Going on.
That's all right. We'll
go, Dan.
Let's move on. So we got so Perrin shows up. The Fayo, everyone's there. Loyal eventually shows up, but they share with Perrin that his family has perished. It is, quote, "They are dead, my boy," Bran said in a rush. He's like, "All of them. Your aunts and uncles too, and your cousins, everybody on the farm. I helped bury him, my boy, on that low hill, the one with the apple trees." And his first thought was, "My mother likes apple blossoms." The White Cloaks, why would they? And they're like, no, that's Trollocs. Trollocs did that. But White Cloaks took out the Althor farm and the Cotham farm.
All right, Brother Dan, what do we do with this? Like we're a comedy show, and this is the most depressing fucking show. Like this.
Okay, can I bring it up a bit for a moment?
Please.
Okay, so I loved the part where, despite all of this stuff, where I definitely, absolutely fucking cried. Real tears.
I filmed her hearing the chapter, and then I stopped the video because I was like, "Oh shit, this is too raw." Yeah. So KayK cried during this chapter.
Yeah,
Who else cried? Anybody else?
Yeah, I did. I totally.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a couple times. I mean, yeah.
Just Dovie?
No, I hate Farron.
Farron fucks Farron's family.
Don't cry.
Ruthless.
Everything is backhand. Zool, like flick it. But I don't, because I'm nice.
No, but Josh, you did not cry, correct?
No, I mean, it wasn't that kind of writing for me.
Well, fuck off.
Sad.
Too, okay, just fuck off. Not really. I love you.
Just fuck off, Josh.
Just
Yes.
fuck
I will.
off, Josh. How dare
Just
you?
fuck off in your own
Well,
way.
I mean,
I really love your perspective because it's so different than mine all the time.
Oh
And
no, we
always.
lost Josh.
And it's good.
I was fucking off.
Well,
That was
I
a fuck
think
off.
what I related to the most recently was the fact that he lost so many members of his family, and then was thinking of them like scattershot, like almost like a shotgun, right? And with grief,
I was more.
with grief, you should be able to concentrate on the person and not have to pick and choose who you are grieving for. If you lose more than one family member at a time, then it's robbing you and them of that respect to a certain degree. It's like you feel if you are if parent is thinking about his little brother, then he instantly starts thinking about his sister because he also lost her, and then the aunt and the mom, and instead of being able to focus on his lost little brother and his lost 12-year-old sister and his 16-year-old sister, like in that succession, it's everything is being shot at this young man who needs time to process everything in his life. He does not react quickly. He reacts slowly to things, and it was a shrapnel grenade that just went off in his face,
Like, he is AOL, and everyone else is like Netflix.
I was more caught up in the way that the chapter conveys his thoughts. Like, it's just masterfully written, this part of like the way that the grief overwhelms him, and like the way his thoughts are like these spears of things like going off in different directions, and he interrupts himself, and like you can feel the emotions like breaking up the way that the narration happened. It's kind of hard.
It's very,
I'm having a hard time describing it, but
his intrusive thoughts, like he's asking, like one part of his mind is doing one thing.
Yeah, and then there's these intrusive thoughts. Yeah,
and these intrusive. He can't process, like his body physically, like he without even realizing it. Without even realizing it, his body reacts.
Right.
And he crumples the glass.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like he has this, like, he keeps talking about
emotion.
Yeah, he keeps talking about like asking questions and talking about facts, and his brain keeps bringing in
the emotional component. Right.
Yeah, it's very.
Because he's trying to process. He's starting that processing thing where he's like,
wow. I mean, I hope because fucking
Fane
been like all closed up, and I don't like who he is right now. Like, as a person, I like I think he has good ethics, values. I don't know what his ultimate plan is, other than to like go back to the Two Rivers, and then I agree with Josh, like become some sort of like, hero of sorts, or leader, I guess, more so of sorts. Whether a leader is good or bad remains to be seen, I think, actually. So I'll refrain from saying hero. I think more of a leader. He's trying to go back and trying to do the right thing, trying to save what is left of like Manetheren history and all of it. But he's also got this component of like deep emotional disdain, and that is something that, oh my goodness, can anybody get over that? Living through, you come back to your home and your whole family is wiped out in horrible ways. Can you then lead the rest of the people ethically, morally, the way that you should? Like whatever that means at this point. I don't know.
And that's actually what Marin says.
Okay. What?
Marin is like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. And they're pretty much like, you know what? Your family's gone, so you have no reason to be here. You're just gonna die if you stay here. So just leave. You don't have a reason to be here. But Perrin disagrees.
Yeah. And he's like, I'll hang myself before I see that happen. Right?
Yeah.
The guy.
Well, what have we reached the part now where he's told about what happened to those who've been taken by the White Cloaks?
We're just getting to there. So the White Cloaks have they burned down the Cawthon farm and the Althor farm. Tam got away, stuck like 4 or 5 of them with feathers, with arrows, and then ran to the Cawthon farm and got Abel away, but his wife and Matt's sisters were taken by the White Cloaks, as well as the Luhans, Master and
Mistress.
Alsbit. What's his name?
Laurel?
Major Luhan. I don't know. Laurel, yeah.
Something.
Yeah. So, yeah, him. So they're captured by the White
Have any of you ever seen the movie Come and See?
Oh, Jesus.
Like, there's this. No, it's a really fucked up World War II movie filmed in Georgia. It's like
in Georgia.
Georgia, Russia, not.
Oh, okay.
Georgia, Europe, the country Georgia. But there's these scenes in it where like these people are experiencing grief in this way. It's just like this kind of thing is very real. It's like very much a war.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like a moment of experiencing war, right? And like going back to what you were saying, Kay, about leadership, like this is one of these moments where like if it wasn't the Dark Ones, if it was the White Cloaks who killed his family, would he have turned to the darkness? If it's the Dark Friends and the Trollocs who killed them, how does that change the way that he behaves in the future?
Hold on. I'm sorry. What evidence do you have that that Perrin has turned into a Dark Friend?
No,
I never said parents turned into a Dark Friend. I'm asking how, if it was the White Cloaks, would he then have been susceptible to being turned to the dark side in the way that, in a like Star Wars-y kind of like creating a lever to turn them to the dark side, versus if it was the Trollocs and the Dark One himself who killed his family, how does that then affect his trajectory of his personhood?
I guess that would depend on how he felt about the White Cloaks.
Right.
right? Like the intentions. Of, we don't know what he thought of the intentions of the White Cloaks at all. So we don't know how he perceived anything right at this point. That's a great point, though.
What if Perrin is meant to be slightly neurodivergent, and we, the readers, and the other characters around him are projecting onto him their expectations of a neurotypical response to trauma,
right?
And like pressuring him into that,
right? Yeah.
Well,
I can
where
see
do
that.
you get neurodivergence up to this point, though? Where do you get this idea that he's neurodivergent?
I mean, he's talking to wolves, man.
That seems pretty.
Seems like everybody is a little bit neurodivergent.
I mean,
I agree with you, Mistress Dovie. I think he is non-neurotypical.
He's got trouble like relating to people. He's got trouble connecting emotionally.
Emotionally, yeah, absolutely, and we've seen that time and time again in the way that he deals with trauma, and like his experiences of violence and stuff.
Yeah, okay, so he kind of hits. Yes. He kind of has the trauma, and then he like moves on, right?
Well, no, I also like this. So he also is confused by relationships, and while Fael is not the easiest person to understand, he finds that shit utter baffling. Baffling. He doesn't understand.
But so do all of the men from the Two Rivers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Matt's getting puss all the time, dude.
No.
Yeah.
Really? What did it say, Glenn? What did it say?
I don't want to know. Don't.
I mean, well, hey, are you
poon
assuming that neurodivergents don't get puss? Dan?
I'm saying they're confused by it.
So I love Perrin. He's like one of my favorite characters, like from a complexity standpoint.
Yeah.
Complexity standpoint.
And what really made me sad is in the next chapter where he just straight up like accepts lying to Abel Calthan's face and Tam's face about their sons and their Tavernness, and like that fucking bothered me a lot more than like this.
Okay.
Wait.
Like,
let's get into it.
Whoa. Yeah. Honestly.
Thank you, Josh. What do you mean, though?
Well, all right. So, I think you read a little ahead because in chapter 30,
you
actually meet.
I don't feel like there's any animosity.
Isn't that the end of chapter 30?
No.
And then chapter 30 is when the warder says, "All right,
warders
you can
come
into the camp." So I think you were talking chapter 31.
Oh, okay.
No.
You know what, Josh? You gotta follow the rules.
Josh.
You know what? I'm gonna
have to follow the rules. So we will take you off.
Write a firmly
Josh,
worded letter.
Florida penis.
Can I get the floor, please? Can I get the floor, puppets, please? Thank you. Joshy Pie, I've been kicked off the stream many a time, so it's not a biggie. You know, like if you read past where you're supposed to read, you just say it.
I didn't know that I did.
Fucking this bitch. Huh? Yeah. And
oh, this is 31. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I was just like reading.
Yeah, you guys.
You
can't do it. You can't do it. All right. So Perrin learns about a person named Lord Luke.
Against you.
Yeah. Damn it, Josh. I busted you.
Damn it, Josh.
This is what you get when you read it in bed at night.
Yeah, well, I do other things.
It's so hard to see those numbers.
Trust me.
I specifically never mind. Yeah. So Perrin learns that Fane is with the White Cloaks. Fane is calling himself Ordith.
So did Fane lead the Trollocs to kill Perrin's family?
It's shown that he led the White Cloaks to the farms.
Eric made a funny
but
comment.
We don't have evidence of Fane having control of these Trollocs as well. But we have seen him control.
But if he's working for the Dark One, which we assume that he is, I guess, then could he have led them? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. You get
Raffo. Yeah, that's a good one. Raffo.
I would love
find
to.
out.
Oh, the rest.
So Thane with the white cloaks. He's already. And they apparently need the white cloaks. They're seeing the white cloaks as being a necessary evil. Sure, they kidnap our people, but they haven't really killed anyone yet. And you know what? They've saved at least 2 farms that we know of. So they're battling the Trollocs. They're like, as long as the Trollocs are here, the white cloaks got to stay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Necessary evil, right?
Bane is like, what? She says, quote, you call this being protected, Roof Mistress? If you ask the lion to protect you from wolves, you have only chosen to end up in one belly instead of another. She adds, can you not protect yourselves? I've seen Perrin fight Matt Cawthon and Rand al'Thor. They're the same blood as you. And they're like, no, gosh darn it. We're just slack-jawed yokels in the mountain.
Yep.
We just farm and do sheep and shit.
So, yeah. Who is Lord Luke in your mind? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk Lord Luke a minute. Says Lord Luke, quote, he came about the time the White Cloaks did. He's a hunter of the horn. You know the story, the great hunter of the horn. Lord Luke thinks the Horn of Valyr is somewhere in the mountains of mist above the 2 rivers, but he gave over his hunt because of our problems. Lord Luke is a great gentleman with the finest manners. Smoothing her hair, she gave an approving smile. Bran looked at her sideways and grunted sourly. So this Lord Luke, we just hear that he's kind of helping out, I guess. Lord Luke, he's a
Could he be the dude killing things?
The Slayer?
Could he be Slayer?
Let's go with that.
Okay.
Right on.
Let's go with that.
Like, could he be like Ruark or like somebody else that is more of the?
Could he be
Ruark? The IO?
Ruark? I like that.
I mean, it might be.
Like Ruark, you haven't slept a wink. Yeah, I was killing wolves. Just killing wolves.
No, I love it. Hey, Dan, let's
They love it when I'm wrong.
Let's wrap this shit up, brother.
All right, so at the end, Fael says, you know what? Fuck you, Perrin. She says, quote, I have had enough. Your father is dead, your sisters are dead, and your brother. Your family is dead, and you cannot change it. Certainly not by dying yourself. Let yourself grieve. Don't hold it inside where it can fester. He took her by the arms, meaning to move her, but for some reason his hands tightened till that grip was the only thing holding him up. It was only then that he realized he was crying, sobbing into her dress like a baby. What must she think of him? He opened his mouth to tell her he was all right, to apologize for breaking down, but what came out was, I couldn't get here any faster. I couldn't.
Dan, stop. Don't make me cry.
All right. All right, guys, going. We're the LeafCast.
Fuck.
Bye.
For reals though, like, what the fuck? It was so tough.
I know, she murmured, stroking his hair for all the world as if he were a child. I know. He wanted to stop, but the more she whispered understanding, the more he wept, as though her hands soft on his head were smoothing the tears out of him.
I hope everyone who is like anti-Fael like takes note. Like there's so much Fael hate on Twitter, and like if she wasn't there for Perrin in this moment, where would Perrin be?
power.
Is the question.
She's a badass bitch, and also she's able to be very empathetic and just open armed and knows what this person that she has deemed the love of her life to be and needs, and that's incredible. That's an incredible thing to be able to do.
Yeah, she says, "Don't let it sit where it can just fester."
God, fuck yeah, right?
Exactly.
That's awareness.
Yeah.
I mean, the chapter before, knife in the Fade's face. Next chapter, like consoling her husband,
16-year-old girl,
or
she should be making TikToks instead.
Her
she's
lover,
consoling her lover who just lost his whole family.
It's just like, like I don't know if Perrin could have gone through this moment without Fael.
I have 17-year-olds and they don't even wake up to their alarm.
This is true, Daniel.
I agree, Dan Lou. I've never loved Fael more than this moment, and like the way Robert Jordan wrote it, the way he described the perspectives, the way he described the little minutia that was popping into Perrin's head that reminded him of his family, the details of modern or like everyday life. It was just devastating, like well written and right. Like so now we have Perrin, who has just been kind of like a what is Perrin all about? Now we know. Boom, he's got this going on. We all got to reckon with Perrin right now because he's gonna reckon with this knowledge, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen.
This is a character defining moment for sure. I mean, this is a crossroads, and it's interesting. We'll get into the next chapter next time, but they have to meet at a tree that is a fork in the road, more or less.
The fact that they go through this without and are reconnecting, but without talking about that which came before, makes me worried for their relationship, though.
Oh, why?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I like that.
Why are you?
I mean,
because
they do.
Haven't you ever been in a relationship with someone had something?
Whoa!
But they do. But
negative happen.
Rehash it though. In the beginning of the next chapter.
Yeah, Freud.
Okay, what's happening?
Josh. Wait, I just wanted to hear what Josh had to say about it.
Oh, okay.
I was just saying that if you're in a relationship with someone, some shit goes down, you have a negative experience with one another, and then you don't address it, and it just goes under the bridge. That becomes problems down the line. That becomes fuel for mistrust and the draining of the wellspring of goodwill and all of those other things that
the cancer starts to metastasize,
deterioration of the relationship. So I don't know, it's just I would have liked to have seen a little bit more resolution of their issue before.
Well, all right, Josh, I think I'll challenge you on that. I think she handled it elegantly. So this is a person who was just sobbing for who knows how long.
I'm not saying she didn't handle it elegantly. I'm just saying that the fact that they were just at one another's throats and then didn't resolve it in a way that was explicit.
Yes.
But she says, any more fool notions about sending me away? And he says, no. He braced himself for the storm, but she simply nodded. I mean, that was her way of putting it to bed. They don't need to go into couples therapy while he is dealing with this stuff. She's like, all right, are you still gonna? That was the whole thing. Was you were trying to get rid of me. I'm here for. I ain't going anywhere. Are you still gonna try and get rid of me? He said no, and she's like, all right, cool, it's done.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean,
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, she could have said you were a real asshole though back there, and he doesn't need that right now. And I think that she recognizes that. Yeah, let's just move on.
I like Dan Lou. It's long from over.
Yeah, it's long from over.
Long
for sure.
from over. So true.
All right,
but I
everybody.
mean, it is a sign of maturity, I think, for her to say, "All right, we're done with this, right? We got bigger issues." And he's like, "Yeah, we got bigger issues. We're cool." I don't know. I think it was a little elegant, and it showed maturity.
What?
And I agreed, Brother Dan. Great show, everybody. We did not get to the 4 chapters we planned on, but we got to 3.
Yeah, it's a 3. Not bad.
The
Join
fact
us
that
next
we
week.
got
That's a
through
C.
3,
That's a solid C. 75%.
that
I would give this show a solid 75%. Dan. Good
but
job. Thank you.
I think that needs to be on like a, what is that called? Skewed scale. Come on, Joshua.
I'm trying.
Go
I'm trying. We
I'm
need
not.
to-
A grading curve?
Joshua, the curve.
the bell curve?
The curve. The curve scale. The curve.
Yeah, the bell curve.
I think it's, if it's on a curve,
We're gonna grade on the curve tonight.
yeah.
Josh, as always, it's thank you for joining us each and every week. And the Wonder Wig powers activate.
Yeah.
Form of
what? Yeah.
shape.
Everyone,
Yes. Look at
run
that.
for your lives. This
Ultron.
is the way to leave.
All right.